We're standing on the absolute edge of the biggest technological revolution in human history, a tectonic shift that promises to completely redefine how we live, how we work, and ultimately, how nations rise or fall. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we aren't just looking at cold, hard data. We're looking right into the crucible of the future. You see, the question isn't whether artificial intelligence will change the world anymore. The question is how it's going to forge the destiny of over 1.4 billion people. So, what if the next revolution in India isn't created by humans alone, but by machines that can actually think? Just take a second and let the sheer weight of that reality sink in. We are talking about an intelligence that can learn, adapt, and solve massive problems at a scale previously thought impossible. Section 1. The trillion-dollar AI dream. To really understand the stakes here, we have to look at a massive economic engine driving India's future right now. The Niti Aayog projects two very different futures for the country. If we just stick to the standard trajectory, growing at about 5.7%, India reaches a $6.6 trillion GDP by 2035. But what if we aim higher? To reach Viksit Bharat, a fully developed India, we need an 8% growth path. That demands a massive $8.3 trillion economy. The gap between those two futures isn't just a bunch of numbers. It's the difference between steady, normal progress and a massive generational leap. And that gap, it equals exactly $1.7 trillion. So you might be wondering, how on earth does a nation just manifest nearly $2 trillion of completely unprecedented growth in a single decade? Well, according to the data, the answer is artificial intelligence. AI is literally the ultimate magical lever we need to drastically boost productivity across the entire economy. It has the absolute potential to add that missing $1.7 trillion to the GDP by 2035. Section 2. The Global Silicon Daddle. Now, turning this dream into reality isn't just about writing great code. We have to survive the fierce global scramble for computing power. And here's the ultimate bottleneck. On one hand, India has this unbelievable software talent and these massive sovereign AI ambitions. But on the other hand, there's a really hard constraint. India doesn't currently manufacture cutting-edge AI chips. Access to top-tier hardware, like imported GPUs and that super advanced ASML equipment, is heavily governed by geopolitics, global alliances, and massive corporate power. Compute is no longer just a regular market good, It's a critical tool of global influence. Basically, if you don't control the silicon, you don't control your destiny. But hey, India isn't just sitting on the sidelines here. The government has aggressively launched the India AI mission, and they're backing it with a massive investment of over 10,300 crore rupees. We're talking about deploying over 38,000 GPUs for researchers and startups by late 2025. By teaming up with tech giants like NVIDIA, as well as domestic powerhouses like Yoda and L&T, India is actively building its own sovereign gigawatt-scale AI factories. It's this brilliant strategic push to transform raw computing power into an actual national public infrastructure. Section 3. Transforming Agriculture and Infrastructure. Because the true measure of this technology isn't just found in some sterile, freezing cold data center. It's found right in the soil. For a nation where nearly 58% of the population relies heavily on agriculture, these statistics are quite literally life-changing realities. Empirical evidence is already showing that AI-based precision farming is driving crop yields up by as much as 25%, and at the exact same time, it's reducing critical water usage by up to 30%. This isn't just a software update, folks. This is a dramatic rewiring of the physical world. Let's bring this right down to a human level. Imagine a farmer named Rekha. Instead of relying on unpredictable weather patterns or just pure guesswork, her farm is now equipped with low-cost IoT sensors that are linked directly to AI systems. These little sensors are continuously monitoring the soil and the climate. They actually alert her to pest risks way before they can destroy a harvest, and they even automate her irrigation. AI is stepping in to stop resource wastage right at the root, which directly and powerfully elevates rural livelihoods. Section 4. Preserving Culture Through Sovereign AI. Now, we're going to pivot to something absolutely profound. It is honestly deeply moving to witness how the most hyper-advanced, futuristic technology known to man is being deployed to save the ancient soul of a nation. India is a land of 22 constitutionally recognized languages and literally thousands of mother tongues. And our homegrown startups, they are rising to the challenge of this insane linguistic complexity. Take CrewTrim AI, for example. They are building models with a 128K context window across 22 languages. That means the AI can remember and process entire books of text all at once. Then you have Sarvam AI, focusing heavily on voice interactions for sovereign LLMs. And Hanuman AI is out there providing open-source, multimodal alternatives that range up to a massive 40 billion parameters. They're literally teaching machines to think and speak exactly like India. And the government's Bashini platform is taking this and scaling it to the absolute masses. Operating as a crucial piece of digital public infrastructure, Bashini has already completed over 4 billion language inferences. 4 billion. It is actively breaking down the digital, literacy, and language barriers, completely ensuring that the 1 million Indians who don't speak English are not left behind in this massive AI revolution. Section 5. The Dark Side. Deepfakes. But as we know, every revolution casts a shadow. And the shadow of AI is dark, it's cinematic, and it is profoundly dangerous. We're talking about the manipulation of digital truth itself. This brings us to a chilling reality recently highlighted in a Civicus report on future-proofing our elections. During the 2024 super election year, where nearly half the entire world voted, we saw something terrifying. AI isn't just a tool for economic growth, it has become a powerful, highly effective new layer in existing influence operations. It's become a literal weapon of mass deception. And there's a specific term we really need to focus on here: cheap fakes. You see, while the West is constantly worrying about these highly advanced, Hollywood-level deepfakes, the dominant creeping threat in the global South is cheap fakes. These are low-tech manipulations, think spliced audio or deliberately mislabeled videos, and they spread like wildfire. In emerging democracies that are still grappling with digital divides, this kind of low-tech deception is equally, if not more, dangerous. It completely erodes public trust right from the ground up. And the psychological damage? It's lasting. This synthetic media directly exploits our human cognitive biases. Even after a fake video is completely debunked, it leaves behind these lasting memory distortions in our brains. It also creates what researchers call the liar's dividend. This is a terrifying scenario where public skepticism grows so incredibly high that bad actors can just easily dismiss authentic, truly damning evidence by simply claiming, oh, it's fake. It threatens the very fabric of our democratic reality. Section 6. India's sovereign AI future. Yet, despite all these phantoms lurking in our digital architecture, the overall trajectory remains one of immense, undeniable hope. We are currently witnessing a truly heroic technological journey. Just imagine how this incredible momentum builds across the timeline of an entire nation. We go from deploying over 38,000 GPUs in 2025 to AI adding up to $600 billion to the GDP by 2030 and finally capturing that massive $1.7 trillion opportunity by 2035. Building this sovereign AI infrastructure, it isn't just about competing on the global stage. It is about fundamentally and structurally rewriting the nation's future to fully realize a developed Viksit Bharat by the year 2047. Which brings us to our final thought for today. The stakes here, they could not possibly be higher, and the potential could not be more vast. Artificial intelligence may not just change India's economy, it may completely change the destiny of an entire generation. So, what role are you going to play in this new world? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.